Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Friday Night Pint live. And we're talking about all of the latest news and talk of West Ham from throughout the week. And I'm here with Nikki and Scott. We're going to be talking about the transfer window. Reports that Carl McCauley and Graham Potter may decide not to sign anyone this transfer window. And that's raised a lot of eyebrows amongst the fan base. Craig Dawson has been linked with a sensational return to West Ham.
Yes.
Virgil van Dawson could be coming back to West Ham.
Could see it happen.
And of course, we'll be talking more about Evan Ferguson and the other players that we're linked to. But lads, good to see you this fine Friday night. It's on Friday this week. It's not on Saturday.
Yes, Friday. Yes. Yeah, good to be here. Brilliant.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back.
Yeah. Listen, we'll get straight into it because the transfer window, it's probably been one of the quietest January transfer windows in a while. Not a lot of teams have been doing business. There's been a lot of players, with the exception of a few. I think, Spurs signed a goalkeeper, Villa signed a player, and maybe Man City. But apart from that, this has probably been the quietest, one of the quietest I can remember. A lot of players, clubs that need players aren't getting them.
Yeah.
I think everyone's panicking, mate, with these PSR rules. You know, it's driving it mad. You know, you look at City, Newcastle couldn't sign 3 players due to the rulings, but Man City, with the 117 allegations hanging over it, signed the 3 players. Yeah. You know, it don't make sense.
This, I think, what it's making as well, it's causing clubs to take less risks because you do shell out that money and pay out them wages on a player that may not be a hit for you. Then you might struggle to sell them on. All of a sudden, then it's going to be you're in trouble. Then when you do need to sign someone of better quality, and you're stuck. So I mean. Yeah, Sean Whetstone, Claret and Hugh, he posted this and he got a bit of flack for it, which I was bemused about, and I'll tell you why in a bit. But he said Graham Potter and Carl McCauley might decide to sign no one before the Monday transfer deadline day unless they can land the right quality players they seek to complement the existing squad. Potter and McCauley would rather concentrate on existing players in the squad than just add random name to fill the squad number. While negotiations continue for Evan Ferguson, there are no guarantees it will get over the line. Originally, Andre Silva was scheduled to be a backup choice for a new face in the winter if all else failed, but it's no longer thought to be the case since McCauley has taken over recruitment matters. Good. So he tweeted this out. People accused him of, being Sullivan mouthpiece, accused him of lying. And all of this stuff. And usually I would incline to agree with him, but I don't see how people are looking at this and are so shocked because this is nothing different to what Graham Potter's been saying in his press conferences every week. I'm not interested in adding names for name's sake. Why are people so against that policy? That's what we should be doing because we don't want the Danny Ings and the Jordan Hugills. We want to add quality. And we don't want to just get any name in. Yeah, it's not like we're desperate in terms of staying up or getting Europe. We're in the mid-table. So why take the risk? Why just sign? Oh, let's get Andre Silva in just because he's a body up top. Let's just get this one in, that one in. I'm completely behind that. Look, Sullivan is a clown. I think he's a joker, but I'm behind that thought process. I don't think Sean's lying. I know he's not lying because, again, I watched the press conference yesterday. That's exactly what Potter said. So why are people just losing their minds over this and attacking Sean and all of that? I don't get it. And I think, for once, I agree with this policy.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why people are attacking Sean because Sean says things that David Sullivan wants you to hear. That's why. Yeah. Listen. A broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? Like Sean will tweet out. He's got a scattergun approach to tweeting. Yeah, and I like Sean. Well,
you don't sound like it.
No, I do. No, I do like Sean. I do like Sean, but there's no denying that the geezer will just say anything. And I mean this with the greatest respect. I remember him saying we had like £10 million to spend and we spent 100. You know what I mean? And things like that. Like he will say anything. He will say anything that the chairman wants him to say. That's why people attack Sean first and foremost. Yeah, he will say anything. He
okay,
will say,
but let's talk about him referring to this tweet. I'm not in general.
Right? Okay, yeah, but listen, I'm getting there. Right? Ollie's got it right. He's a shit stirrer. He's a shit stirrer, and he does everything for interactions. Because if he turns around and says, "Okay, we've got £10 million to spend, and we know we've got 100," people will go, "You fucker," and people attack him. We know what that's like, right? So, do we? He may be right. Yeah, he may be right. That we might not get anyone in. Yeah, but we need a striker. We need a striker. I don't give a fuck who it is at the moment. You know what I mean? Like. But on loan, not to buy, but on loan, we need a striker. Simple as that, you know. So to turn around and say, look, I agree with that. Like, if you're buying, don't just buy. That's what we've done with Danny Ings. Danny Ings would have been a good loan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Danny Ings would have been a good loan, but it wasn't a loan. We bought him.
But we might not have been able to get him on loan, and that is the thing with the loan market.
So don't sign him. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
Don't sign him, right? But if you can't get him on loan, then go and get someone else on loan. We need a striker. Yeah, Fulkrug's out for the foreseeable. Antonio's out for the foreseeable. We've got Danny Ings, and that is it, right? We need a striker. We needed a striker in the summer. That's why they was trying to sign Duran. He's obviously gone to thingy now. Evan Ferguson will get over the line. Evan Ferguson will be here Monday.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit more about Evan Ferguson. Let's get Scott before.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's no point just signing bodies for bodies. Look, I know what you're saying, Nick. You want to get a player on loan, but there's no point.
We have to.
Yeah, but if there's no one out there, there's no point getting just anybody in because then you end up with a huge situation.
Well, I don't agree with that, Scott, because I think when you look at Bowen. Yeah, when we signed Bowen, some people were saying Bowen was buying for buying's sake.
And we don't have all the data and everything that the club does. So right now, we have to trust Graham Potter and Carl McCauley because they're the ones looking at it. So if they're the ones saying, nah, then we have to trust this.
Well, this geezer's just got here. This geezer has just got here. Like now.
Yeah, but that's his job. But it's his job. So he's the one, apparently, who said no to Andre Silva. And a lot of our fans said no to Andre Silva. So we've got to trust him. We wanted him to come in. If you overrule him and say, well, you're saying no to Andre Silva, we're going to sign him anyway. Well, what does that say? What message does that send?
That goes back to the Sullivan gift scenario, doesn't it? You know, where we say that, you know, where Sullivan just rocks up with his player. And this is the problem with Sullivan taking back over transfers, not the fact that he was never not involved in the first place. But we're going to end up with players that the manager doesn't want. So we end up again with a Danny Ings, a Jordan Hugill, players like that. And this is the thing. Look, Ferguson comes in, is someone's who Potter's worked with. If he's not over the line, I know what you're saying, Nick. We do need bodies. We're desperately light up top. Desperately light up top. And it could be a big thing that if we do get a striker through the door, but you've got to get the right piece to fit the puzzle. You know, there's no point. There's no point going, right, well, we want Ferguson. We can't get Ferguson. Well, we got this player. He might be all right. He might not. Then we get him in, pay him whatever we're paying him, and he sits behind the pecking order of Danny Ings. Danny Ings is just very unfortunate. You know, I don't think he's played that bad in the time that he's had game time. You know, he's been unlucky. I thought the Villa game in the Cup, he started very well and then obviously got the injury and had to come off at half time. But he's shown glimpses of what he can do. It's just unfortunate that the game time gets limited, so he's not as sharp as he should be.
You know what?
And let's not forget, loans aren't free. So loans aren't just giving you a player and we'll have the season. You pay a loan fee, you pay the wages, depending, sometimes you pay a portion of the wages. Sometimes you'll... Yeah, no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So we're not looking at it as in there's zero risk, right? No, I'm not saying we shouldn't. And I think we should try and get loans. But there's not like zero risk, zero payout. I want to look at what Potter's actually said.
One second. There's going to be a risk, whoever you sign. You can sign a fucking Lionel Messi. It'll be a risk.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we should avoid risk. What I'm saying is, if you look at someone and go, he's just a body,
but in terms of finance, you're not going to go and buy and pay 8 to 9, 10 million pounds to loan Evan Ferguson. It's going to be $1 million, 2 million. It's nothing in today's game. We need somebody. We need somebody in. Yeah,
I'm not talking about Evan Ferguson. We're trying to get Evan Ferguson. We're talking about if we can't get, we're actively trying to get that deal done.
You just said to me, loans are not free. Nothing's free.
Yeah, but I'm making a point that you're talking about. Oh well, we could just fucking loan him. What I'm saying is, there's a cost to everything. So if we want to loan fucking Andre Silva or fucking Adama Traore and just get the bodies in, what I'm saying is there's still a cost. I'm not talking about Evan Ferguson. That's clearly a player the manager wants. I'm talking about getting bodies in for the sake of bodies. I think we should try and loan that and do that, but we still have to understand that the manager let me read what he's actually said.
All right, stay there. I'm just going to shut the door because the door's come open. It's freezing.
All right, but I hope you're listening because you need to hear this. All right, I've lost you. So Graham Potter on transfers said, "Well, how could it? Oh, he's gone. I hope you can still hear me anyway."
No, I can hear you.
The board and the chairman have been fantastic and really supportive. You know, he's going to say that. If anything, it's me. It's us trying to. So this is on why we got players. What's happening with transfers? If anything, it's me. It's us trying to find the right player. Signing a player in January is easy. There's so many agents pushing players left, right, and center. Signing the players is no problem, but the right one for the right price and fits how you want to play and fits into the group, that's the difficult thing. And I think as a club, we have to be mindful of that. I've got to be true to myself, true to the team, and true to the club. It's got to be the right player. And I think he's spot on. I think he's spot on with that. You can't argue with that.
That's the thing. You can't knock that. That's the thing. It's not, as I said, there's no point signing bodies. Look, we need bodies, but there's no point. They'll just sit there, and how many times do we see it? We sign players that just sit there, they don't get used, and other players get played in front of them. And you don't want to bad apple.
Just quickly, what was that? Calvin Phillips, right? We signed him on a loan. Yeah. And if anything, he was detrimental to us on the pitch and off the pitch. He's giving it all that to the fans. It was so we could get a Rashford in that's a loan, and he looked at him and go, "No, his attitude's not right." Well, then if his attitude's not right, you don't get him in.
And it's obviously it's obviously with Rashford, it is an attitude problem because that's why he's being phased out of Manchester United.
Yeah. So he's thinking how they fit into the dynamic. What he's trying to do, you can see it. I see the training videos. The players are so much happier. There's a good dynamic through the group. Last thing you want is, right, let's just fucking get him on loan because he's out of favour at his club and he comes in and upsets the dynamic. So I do get it that we do need some bodies, but how badly do we need bodies at the detriment of what we're trying to build? Because like I said, we're not going down. We're not getting Europe. We're in the middle. We've got Somerville on his way back. We've got Bowen on his way back. So, we do need to strike.
I disagree with it. I still think we can climb up that table. You put a run of games together, I still think we can climb up that table. People are beating everyone.
Like, we've got to get a 13-point swing, mate.
But we can. Easily.
To get to 7th.
Yeah, but the thing is, Dan, the thing is as well, though, this league has been so inconsistent. There's been one team that's been consistent all the way through, and they're sitting top of the table. And that's how you got to look at everybody is beating everyone. Everyone is so inconsistent now. You only need to put a decent run of games together, and your confidence is up, your towers are up, and you're climbing that league. Look, it's going to be a hard push to get into the top 7. Very, very hard. Bournemouth are doing brilliantly. Newcastle are pushing. Villa are still there or thereabouts. There's a lot of tough teams, but you got to worry about your own games and push it. What I want to see is us pushing to get into that European place, but building the next season.
This is the thing, Scott. If we say we was on the verge, I'd say like we should have done when we was in the the semi-finals of Europa League a few years ago under Moyes, or when we was chasing top 4, we could have just splashed the money and got players in to push us over the line. We're so far from the line. I don't think there's any players of that quality we can get that you can go, yes, that is going to be a Lingard effect. To have that 13-point swing, that's a lot.
You have to push the line. You have to push the line. That's what we haven't done before. Yeah, the line's far away. The line's far away, but you got to reach it, Dan. Yeah, it has been
We're not going to do that with loans, Nick. Like I said, we're not going to do that with just
Lingard was alone. I keep on going back.
Like I said, how often is that? That's once in a fucking lifetime.
If you don't fucking roll the dice, Dan, you're not going to roll a 666, are you? And you'll have to stay in jail.
Mate, I think you're deluded. You're deluded if you think that.
Yeah, I am deluded. If I'm sitting here saying, "Nah, don't sign anyone," I'll take my season ticket back to that fucking chairman and go, "Give me my fucking money back, then you cunt." If you ain't going to because what's the fucking point? What's the point?
Yeah, but it's because the damage has been done. It's about next season. The damage has been done. We've left it too late.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
We've got 2 days, 3 days in the transfer window.
When did Aston Villa sack Steven Gerrard? How many points were they? They was 12 points behind us.
That was in fucking like September. We're in January.
I'm just saying.
There's still
games left and there's still points to be played for, mate.
It's 15 games, Nick. So for us to do that, to win that,
15 games is a lot of games, Dan. That's 45 points.
Let's do the maths, right? Let's have this out, right? Let's do the maths.
I'm not good at maths.
Listen. I'm good at maths, right? So let's do this. So I said a 13-point swing, yeah. So we need to win 4 on the spin and get a draw. And then hope that Bournemouth and Chelsea lose 4 on the spin and get a draw. Now, it doesn't have to be on the spin.
But they can. But they can. That's how this season has been. Look at fucking Nottingham Forest was sitting second in the league. They went to Bournemouth and got smacked 5-0. And Bournemouth had 10 players out.
Yeah, but these are one-off draws. You're talking about no one's been consistent. That's the point.
It's not one-off. Everything's a one-off.
Inconsistent. So that means to be consistent, you have to be either consistently bad or consistently good. So if you're going on a run of 5 games without a win, losing 4 of them, that's consistent. That's consistently bad.
Dan, I get
it's impossible.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
we've
throw down a lot of money.
I'm not saying it's not unlikely. I'm not saying it's not unlikely, but it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think
we play a lot of these teams. We play a lot of these teams coming up. Yeah, we play a lot of them.
This is just to get Conference League, Nick. So the investment that we,
I would cut off my leg now and fucking give it to you on the plate if you got.
Let's talk about the finances. Take the heart and the emotion out of it. Let's just talk about the finances of it, right? So for us to lay out, to slap down the money we need.
What alone? We need a striker. Simple as
that. But I don't think the striker. If we get Evan Ferguson in, and we'll talk about him. We'll get some comments. Well, we'll get into that because I have massive reservations on that one. And that's the thing. And it's all about if it's a loan for option or obligation. So let's get. This has been a good heated debate, which I love these. I love these when we have these, Nick. So yeah, let's get some comments. Yeah, look, as Miss Amoret says here, another epic debate between Nicky and Dan. Let's smash the like button for more bants. And Scott, you haven't said your catchphrase. I can see, Nick. I can see what you're saying. I can see what Dan's saying. You're both right. And listen, don't think I'm defending Sullivan. I think Sullivan's a clown. Let's be honest. But I'm just trying to think of the long term.
I do agree with you, Dan. 15 games left, right? It is unlikely. It's not impossible. It's unlikely, yeah? This should have been done 10 games ago. 10 games ago, yeah? Before that FA Cup game,
yeah,
it balls to the wall. Even 5 games ago,
yeah.
If it got him in 5 games ago, before the injuries and that, I don't think we'd. You know, you never know what happens. You don't get the injuries, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, it's 5 games too late, and I don't know why it took him that fucking long to sack the geezer. I really don't. I really do not know. But it is not impossible.
No, that's the hindsight of it all. If you go back and we sack him in December, like when we realistically should have done,
mate, we should have sacked him fucking October.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if you look at that, it gives Potter more time to work, and then you look at different things because maybe the defeat against Villa in the cup doesn't happen. You just don't know. It's hindsight, isn't it? But look, at the end of the day, we're not going to get Europe. We're not. It's not going to happen, right? I want to see it, Nick, and I get what you're saying, but I'm with Dan. We ain't gonna win four more games than the team that's in 7th.
I don't know how you can expect to sit here, and not roll the dice. Just roll the dice.
No. I'm not saying.
Know when to roll the dice. You've got to know when to roll
quid or something. So fucking what? Geezer could afford it.
You've got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, Nick.
Yeah, but
bollocks.
The problem is, though, Nick, you ain't going to get a player you want for 35 million now, right? And this is the big problem. We're stuffed, right? We're stuffed. Because we've needed a striker for a while, right? We've needed a striker for a long time. By the time the summer comes round, how many other clubs now are desperate for a striker? We are not going to get anyone we want.
Scott, this is the way you got to look at it, right? And this is the way you got to look at it in business, yeah? We're West Ham fucking United. Do you think Bournemouth can get someone over us? Do you think fucking Everton can get one over? No, fucking no.
Bournemouth, we're off there in Europe.
Into business, mate. If you don't roll the dice, you can't get out of jail. What's the point in just sitting there? What is the point in just sitting there?
We need a lot more than a striker, though, Nicky, for us to have any hope.
But at the moment, that is what we've got nothing of.
Yeah, we've got nothing.
Yeah, but we look at our defence. Our defence is with the defence that we've got, Nick.
We've got Mavropanos coming back. We've got defenders.
Wow.
They're not very good defenders, but we've got defenders. Tadibo will be back very soon. We haven't got We haven't got one.
And you got to remember as well, in the summer, Aguerd's coming back.
Is he?
Yeah,
but what I'm
saying is, we've got defenders, not very good. Tadebo's going to eventually come back. It's going to take him some time to get back up to speed. Then we need to see how he does, because the jury's still out on Tadebo. I think he's got a lot of promise. But with our defence, Nick, we are not making up a 13-point swing, even if we get a striker, because the defence that we've seen is very suspect, and we are going to concede goals.
It is, We went to Villa the other day. We got a draw out of it. We should have won.
We ain't kept any clean sheets. Where's the clean sheets? We ain't kept the clean sheets. That's what you're going to need.
If you score 2 and they score 1, it don't matter if you keep a fucking clean sheet.
It's not sustainable, though, Nick.
No, of course it's not sustainable. But at the end of the day, we look a lot better defensively now under Potter than we did previous.
And because we were fucking awful under that was horrendous.
Yeah, but Dad, look at the state of the defence that we had to play on Sunday against Villa, and that looked a lot more organised than what we saw under old J-Lo. And that says one natural centre half playing in that back line.
I'm gonna put my fucking head. I can't listen to you pricks anymore.
Let's get some. Comments in. One of Nicky's relatives, Darren Hawkins, says, "Evening, boys. Shout out cousin Darren. Good old Charlie. Shout out to Charlie. He's in the chat.
Hey, Charlie.
That's on Darren Boots. This is Charlie. Reckons we are hijacking Alvarez deal from under Moyes' nose.
I think that's Alcaraz.
Right, I was going to say, which Alvarez is that?
If it's Alvarez, it'd be fucking hijacking it from Atletico Madrid. But I think it's in. I think it's Alcaraz. I think his name is.
Now, I like numbnuts on claret and booze. Okay, Nick.
I don't mind the movie. It's good.
I'm waiting for some of these predictions to come right to this day, so I'm not going to hold my breath. Sullivan wants to sign Ben over. Yeah, he would. He'd stick him up front, wouldn't he? I've met him. I met him once. I went to his birthday party years ago, and I remember he shook my hand, bend over.
I know the geezer, right? Funny enough, I know the geezer that owns the brand. And
really?
So will you. I don't know whether I could say him. But I won't say it. But you probably know him as well. Anyone in the chat.
I know you're talking about, but
I know you know him, and I know Scott knows him. But I'm just saying, everyone in the chat probably knows him. But I don't want to say who it is.
I remember bend over. He shook my hand, and after I went like that. I don't know why, like you had. Like,
don't lie, you licked it. You fucking went like that. You know, like that fucking KFC advert, and you started licking every fucking finger.
It was mad. There was like women in hot tubs everywhere, walking around. Like
you could smell. What? Who the fuck's birthday party was you at?
Ben Dover's birthday party.
Why was you at his birthday
Yeah, why was you
party?
there?
Because I was in the music business at the time. I was managing someone
Right,
who
okay.
had an invite.
The music business and the business he's in is a very fucking different. Well, P Diddy, I suppose.
But obviously, when you were in the music business and he was a rapper, he used porn
He was a
stars in his
rapper?
music video. Yeah, he was not Bend Over, the guy I was managing. And he invited me
Oh, right.
because he had invited. So there you go. There's my story.
Is that a
People under
claim to fame?
a lot of people won't know who the fuck we're talking about, by the way. But he's this
Close
old
to the
guy.
name,
He was
close to
like
the
a
name.
porn star. He's a porn star. Yeah, we Spurs are embarrassing. Can't attract quality players. Yet a large majority of our fan base is Ange. Make it make sense. We're in a relegation strap. Yeah, they just got rejected by Tel.
You are in a fucking relegation scrap. That's for fucking sure.
Right.
Fucking long may it continue and all.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't know the finances, you Bellinks. Oh, cheers, you might be talking to Nicky.
Yeah,
Bellings.
I think he is, yeah.
All right, fair enough. So Dean round 1000 for Dan versus Nicky. We love it. No one would touch us for barge pole. Hammer J says, I see your point, Lawless, but you're showing no ambition. It's an issue the board
Absolutely.
Our fans can't start. I want to see that ambition in August, mate.
Listen, I've said this all the time, right? I'm a football fan. I've been with West Ham TV. I've been traveling around this country for 10 years, home and away. Yeah, home and away. If the day I sit here and turn around and go, nah, leave it. I don't want to try and get anyone. It's the day I'll just give up my season ticket because I pay a lot of money to go to these games, and if I'm not sitting there thinking we can get something to make it better, then I might as well not go anymore. But I'm not willing to give up another fucking season. Next season again.
Yeah, but we
just started the Lego set, but fucking knocked it down and had to start it again.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to start from somewhere. We have to start from somewhere.
The same mistakes of the past, Nick. This is a new project under Potter.
Alone is going to be a mistake. Alone will not be a mistake. If it don't work,
if he don't want the player, if he don't want the player on loan, he don't want him on loan.
No, that's right. Yeah, if he don't want him on loan, he don't want him on loan. You're right there. But
that's what I'm saying.
The day I sit here and turn around and say, nah, let Sullivan keep his money in his pocket, it's a day I'll just give up my season ticket and you'll never see me again.
Summer, I want to see him, and that's what I want to save our money. And in the summer, then he has no excuse because he has to back Potter. We need to see him at least give the money that he gave.
To be fair, Dan, he ain't got to do jack shit. He does it when he wants to do it.
What were you talking about?
Protest. No, he has.
Why are you crying then? If you ain't got to do jack shit, then?
Well, I'm not crying. You see me?
Yeah, I can see the tear ducts filling up. If we
the
might
problem is, right, listen, the problem is if the money's there to spend in the summer, right? Test the water to see if the players you want to get in the summer are available now.
Jonathan David, go and get him.
Yeah. He's out of contract.
Well, apparently we tried to get a pre contract with Angel Gomez, but he wants to wait until the end of the season to do that because obviously you're going to have options. So it don't make any sense to sign a pre-contract agreement.
But this is the thing, though, Dan. With players that are going out of contract, the clubs that they're at are going to want to desperately try and shift them. So it gives you.
I agree. But the players, knowing they're out of contracts, may not want to be shifted. They might want to go on.
It is difficult, and you've got.
If it's true, right, that we've bid £56 million for John Duran. Yeah, go and put 40 of it on the fucking table for Jonathan David and give him a £10 million fucking signing on fee, and you'll get him. You'll get him right now. Yep. And you have to pay £350,000 a week.
Shit, we forgot to put that one up. That was last week's or the weeks before.
But that's the thing, though, mate. If the money's there to bid for a player that is had his head turned and he's going to play in some shit league in front of 400 people just to line his pockets at the age of 21 because he lacks ambition completely.
It doesn't
lack ambition. There to do that, go get a striker.
He doesn't lack ambition.
You're going to play in the Saudi league. You lack ambition.
Yeah. Geezer grew up in the slums. His family lived in fucking poverty. And if someone offered me £15 million for 2 years at 21, so I could come back at 23, I'm going, mate. I'm going. £15 million.
You've got no ambition. You're going. You're going
it's
for
not
one reason.
ambition. It's not about ambition. His ambition is to look after his family first and foremost. He can come back at 23 and still for nothing, because that's how long the contract would be, and walk into another club. He could walk into our club at 23.
He's set for life. That's
generational wealth. I know that they're going to earn money, but you never know. The geezer may break his fucking leg next week and never be able to fucking play again.
Yeah. What's it? How much is he on at Villa?
He was on 80k, 80 grand a week, I believe. He got
80 grand a week at Villa. So that's enough to look after yourself and your family for the rest of your life.
It is, mate. But like you're talking about tax-free money. Bear in mind, 80k at Villa is not 80k in your pocket. It's 40 grand in your pocket.
It's tax-free.
At the end of the day, you live your lifestyle to what you want. Then, if you've come from the slums and you've got nothing,
I would do it. I would do it,
mate. If no one would turn down getting paid 4 or 5 times the amount you're being paid to do exactly the same job. But what I'm saying,
you would apparently, because you ain't got no ambition.
No, I never said that. I'd take the money all day long.
Scott Nicky, let's have it.
Exactly. Right. At the end of the day, if you're a 21-year-old footballer, you want to be ambitious. You want to play at the top level. You want to play in the best leagues. That's what you play football for. Yeah. You know, what's the point? And this is the problem.
The kid ain't playing at Villa. The kid ain't playing at Villa. Yeah. They don't want him.
Yep.
Right. They want rid of him. Yeah. Yep. They're getting good money for him. The geezer's going to go there for 2 years and earn £30 million tax-free. Yeah, in his pocket, in his skyrocket. Put that back in your fucking bank account. Right now, I can come back and
no European clubs were going to pay what Villa wanted. You're not us, not Arsenal, not Chelsea. None of us were going to pay that price for Duran. So he would have been stuck at Villa, which he seemed to hate being there. I heard he was smashing up hotel rooms and that. Like, so 2 years, and then he's free, and then he can be like, right now I can choose.
I'm not surprised he's smashing up hotel rooms. Have you ever been to Villa?
You're relying on the fact that for them 2 years playing in a shit league, he doesn't deteriorate as a player.
No, that's a big thing as well. That could happen.
And let's be honest, how many of these players that have gone over there for the money have stayed out there for the full 2 years?
At 23. Well, you have to stay there, otherwise you get taxed.
Because otherwise you have to pay tax. Exactly, but this is it. You know, and this is the thing. Not all of them stay out there. Look, at the end of the day, I get why someone would go out there for the money, but as a 21-year-old with your whole career in front of you, you want to be playing. You're in the Premier League. You're playing in the Champions League. Whether you're sub on the bench or not, you've been playing in the Premier League and you've been playing in the Champions League. You're giving that up, the prestige of them two competitions, to go and play
competitions. Prestige of these competitions. Yep. Prestige. There's no prestige in these fucking competitions anymore. There's no prestige in it because they pick and choose who the fuck they want. It ain't even a fucking competition. They pick and choose who the fuck they want to fucking go through. They pick and choose who they want to win the league. There's no prestige in these competitions. Let the boy go to Saudi and earn his 30 million quid. He can come back whenever he wants.
Do it, but that's what I'm saying. He just lacks ambition.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
I don't agree with it.
I've been waiting to read this comment for ages. Is this Ty from AFTV? Now, I don't know if he's referring to Nicky's delusion or his headphones. That's
both,
probably both.
I think that come before I put the headphones on.
They're, like we said, me and Scott said, they're noise defenders. You know what I mean? That's what they are. Oh, we're too loud.
They are very expensive, these headphones. They are very expensive. Scott, right, has just bought a pair of fucking AirPods, yeah, for his wife. He said the price. What was the price, Scott?
129 quid.
129. Damn it! Fuck hell! I won't want to tell him how much these are worth.
20 quid. 20 quid, good as gold. 120 odd quid, mate. These do the job. Got a couple.
It's a birthday present from the boys, so you know.
Alex James says, I'm walking away. I think, go on, Nick. I know you want to sing it. Craig David.
Sing what?
No. You started it.
Oh, I must not have meant to star it.
Well, basically, yeah. You're looking like Craig David right now.
Alex says, drank a can of Coke on Monday. Drank a can of Coke on Monday.
Dan would start Antonio on Saturday and he's crutches. Can't be any worse than he. Yeah, and a lot of people, I'm with you, Nicky. 45 points still to try and play for. We may try and move up the table. Yeah, so there we go. It's one of them ones. But we hinted a lot about Evan Ferguson, right? Evan Ferguson is looking like the most likely signing that we're going to get over the line. I think we signed a youngster, which I'm not fussed when we sign youngsters. I wait to see what they become before I get excited about signing youngsters. But Evan Ferguson, I did a video on it yesterday. We're trying to do this deal. Now, there's no confirmation. What it said is we're looking for a loan, but we're open to a permanent transfer. We're open to doing that deal on a permanent basis, which to me, red flag, because these injuries are quite large. He's done his ACL, he's done his ankle twice, done his knee. He's recovering from meningitis, which apparently he's still struggling with now. He's still quite slow and lethargic on the pitch, according to a Brighton fan. So for us, if we are looking to spend 40 million on him, potential talent all there. I think he looks like an all-rounded striker. I would rather not take the gamble. I would rather not. If we can't just get him on a loan with an option, anything else, I think we move on and we just power through with what we have. Before you jump in, I'll quickly read this. Steve WH, you 499 super chat. Nicky, is this the right time to ask about any updates with Patreon?
Well, you got an update there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we're moving. We're moving away.
We're shifting. We
are a YouTube channel, so it's going to be on YouTube, right? Patreon.
That doesn't mean YouTube. Everyone at the Patreon, the Patreon's dead and all that sort of thing. The Patreon will run side by side for a while, but eventually we're going to shift everyone over. So if you're part of Patreon, we're trying to try and shift you over to the memberships, and then there will be updates. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff we put up on here will go on Patreon for a while, and then as soon as everyone transitions, we'll shut that down. But thank you for your comment. Yeah, so lads, thoughts, like I said, loan open to a permanent transfer. I think Brighton are open to looking at a permanent transfer. 20 years old, Evan Ferguson. He's just coming back off injury, so he's injured at the moment. I think he's back available this weekend to play. So he's just coming over on obviously meningitis, all of that sort. What are your thoughts on Ferguson?
Meningitis is a bad one. You know, if that's true, meningitis is a bad. You know, some of these illnesses you get, and we were talking about this earlier, Dan. Sometimes players don't come back the same ever. You know what I mean, you have these things, and they take a very, especially an athlete's body. You know, it's very highly toned, very highly tuned, and things like that. So, like illnesses can take. Like, I remember Rio Coca having pleurisy, and I don't think he ever come back the same. And you know what I mean? Like, so these sort of bacterial or fucking viral illnesses can be very, very detrimental. But listen, I know he's had injuries and all that, but somebody did say Hudson-Odoi was always injured for Chelsea. Could be the way you train, could be the fucking club you're playing for, could be a load of different things. But sorry, the dog's going mental. Yeah, it could be a load of different things. The boy was highly lauded. Talent-wise, he's got it. I don't know whether I'd buy him right now, because I think you'd have another Andy Carroll on your hands potentially. But I think if you can get him into I've heard it could be a 6 month and then a year loan to see where it goes from there. But yeah, if we could get him on an 18-month loan, I think it's, you know, and if he's injured, he's injured. You know, what can you do? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it could be another, you know, Jack Wilshere situation where, you know, it just doesn't work out. Kieran Dyer, things like that. But if it's a loan and you can try him out before you buy, it's, you know, test drive, yeah, I would take that all day long because he's, you know, it was only a couple of years ago at 18 years old that I see that kid banging in fucking top corner, fucking 35-yard screamers and fucking, you know, running defenders ragged. If you can get him anywhere near that, you've got a top player in your hand, a top player, and he's worked with Potter. Potter knows him, he likes him. Yeah, I would take it.
Yeah, no, that's it, mate. That's bang on point. With the risks that you've got with him coming back from his injuries, you don't know what it's going to be like. And you would be more worried if Brighton are pushing for a permanent over loan because they're obviously trying to get him off their books, especially if they've got no one else coming in his place. You know, so the loan makes sense. You know, you can sit there and put the loan in and have an obligation at the end of the season, depending how things pan out, or, you know, however you want to word it or however you want to do it. Like you said, even doing an 18-month loan deal with the fact that, you know, okay, if he's fine for 18 months, we'll give you the fee that we've agreed now. You know, it's one of them. But I think with what he's recovering from, and as we've seen before, certain changes of lifestyle, certain changes of training methods, you know, Antonio, the amount of injuries he's had, I know he's out now because of the car accident and all that, but if you look at Antonio over the past probably 3 seasons, it's the least he's been injured in probably his West Ham career because he had a lot of injuries, you know, because of the way he was, the size of his bulk, the way he's changed his diet. I think you said he's a vegan now or something like that. You know, small little things can help. And you've got to look at that now, give the kid a chance to come back, but you've also got to make it work for both parties. And I think a loan works for us. All right, maybe not as much for Brighton, but I think it's a good deal if we can get him on loan. I really do. Because like you said, he's a top talent. He's got everything there, and he's got everything there we need in a striker.
Yeah, and I think you've picked up on there, Scott. What I was going to say is don't work so much for Brighton. And this is the big thing. Because you look at it from a Brighton perspective now. This was a very bright prospect. A lot of them were lauded him as a potential £100 million player before, right? For them to do a straight loan option, no obligation, I don't see the benefit to them because he comes to West Ham and he does well. Maybe he gets injured, whatever. They get him back. They've not got a sale. The other option is he does really well. Well, then for us, he's not £40 million. He's £80 million or something like that. So for them, I think they're looking at it. They know something we don't. If they're pushing for a 40 million, they've got the information on their end that, yeah, he's not going to be a player that's going to feature much with the injuries that he's got, with the issues he's got with the meningitis, all of that stuff. So I'd be very surprised, and it would be good for us if we can get a straight loan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good for us. It is. I'll take that. An 18-month loan, I can't see him. There's no chance they do that, Brighton.
And the thing is as well, Dan, if they needed the money to go with a PSR and all that type of stuff, they've just been offered a big substantial amount of money,
€90 million.
Yeah, so they'd take it all day long. So, like you said, it's a bit funny why they desperately want to get him off their books. You know, especially with the age, you know, you think of their strike force, you know, Welbeck realistically is sort of their backup striker, isn't he? And he's getting on a bit now. So you would edge your bets on, if you've got that much faith in Ferguson, that you want to send him out on loan and have him back because, you know, you've got an aging Danny Welbeck as your second choice striker. So, you know, that is a little bit of a worry for me that they want him off the books.
Yeah, because he, you know, like a lot of the Brighton fans were like, "What? Why are we looking to sell him on a? What is going on?" And then their rationale is, well, maybe they've got information that we don't know about him, and that seems to be the thought process. So for us, I mean, it's a massive gamble. Like we could loan him. He could be brilliant, and then they slap down a price that we can't pay, and they get him back, and we go, "Oh, okay, we can't." And then we just save that money and get someone else in the summer. That's the worst case scenario for a straight loan for us. Is that it's really good? They don't want to sell. They price him out, and we don't get him next season.
But the thing is, Dan, is that you could? Is he classed as a homegrown player for them?
Yeah,
I think he is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
think he is.
potentially they could turn around and say to West Ham, look, you want him on loan, we want to sell him. Let's agree to 40 million now. You sign him at the end of the season. They
but
still
that
then
has to be an obligation, which I still don't agree with. I don't think we should do that.
But the thing is that
because if he is say he gets injured, Scott, and he misses the rest of the season, we have to sign him anyway. If it's an obligation.
But you've got to put stipulations in there, ain't you?
Which you think they're going to put? They're going to accept them? Like, we'll give you an obligation, but if he gets injured, you don't have to sign. You're not obligated to sign him. Like, they're not.
There's got to be things in there because like other things could potentially happen, and you're not going to pay that amount of money if something drastic like that does happen.
I'd be very surprised.
Yeah,
I've been very surprised if they agree to it, and it's going to take. This is, do you know what the issue is? We've just got rid of our fucking geezer that was doing all our negotiations, and we've left it with David Sullivan and Karen Brady. So that's who we've got to rely on to negotiate this deal and get this over the line with Brighton. Remember the same Brighton? What was that a few years ago? Didn't we completely mug them off like a few years ago in the transfer window? And we didn't get their player. What happened? I think that was a few Januaries. Karen Brady was mouthing off or something about Brighton.
That's Leicester. That was Leicester.
Leicester. Yeah. But there you go. Leicester. That's who we've got doing this, right?
That was Patson Daka, wasn't it? Was it Daka or Iniacho?
So. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it might have been Iniacho because didn't we want Daka before he went to Leicester?
Yeah, Daka was the one.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was Iniacho. I'm sure it was Iniacho.
And listen, just don't forget as well. With Sullivan, the man that turned down Jamie Vardy because he saw it in his eyes. He only wanted one thing.
Yeah. Well, then according to Big Sam, he asked Big Sam, "Listen, I signed him for $1 million. Is he going to start straight away?" And Big Sam goes, "Well, no." And he was like, "Well, no, I'm not buying him then for £1 million." So
£1 million.
This is who we have to trust and rely on because we got rid of Stuyton to do this. So I'm not optimistic that we're going to get the best possible deal for West Ham, and we'll just get him. I know Everton. Martin said Everton are in the run. They're trying to sign him.
Do you know who's in the run? Chelsea have just come in for him. Chelsea but he's not going to play for Chelsea.
No.
Why?
He won't play for Chelsea. When they've got everyone back, he will not play for Chelsea.
Well, with the way Jackson's bloody playing at the moment, he'd have a good shot. I tell you that for free. He hasn't scored.
I still
in
can't see it.
Games. But no,
it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones though, where he'll come in, and then they'll say yeah, and then they'll bring someone else in.
Yeah, if he wants guaranteed starts, it has to be us or Everton. Now to go to Everton from the south coast, that's a lot further than London. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes more sense. He would choose.
And who the fuck would want to live in Liverpool? And that's a joke, by the way. It's lovely in Liverpool.
Yeah. So, but with these different clubs coming in, it just strengthens Brighton's bargaining hand that we're not the only club.
But then you know as well as we do. Are these clubs really coming in for him, or is this just the agent touting it to get more money?
Probably.
Get a better
deal?
I
think Everton probably are because Calvert-Lewin is another hamstring injury. I want to look at every West Ham fan that said we should have signed Calvert-Lewin when we linked for him. I want you to own up. Nicky, do you want to own up?
Did I say that? I can't remember.
I'm asking you.
I know. I can honestly say I never wanted him because I said he had one good season and the geezer ain't worth a wank. And
I think Nicky did. I think Nicky was like, listen, I'll tell you, buddy. He had two. I
probably said it. I'll take him because he was a decent player, but his injury record's fucking awful.
He had one good season. That's it.
I wouldn't take him for free if it was a free signing.
No, leave off.
He's just done his hamstring again. He's on big money.
Yeah. He's more interested
in fashion than his football. Yeah, and he's out for another 2 months after being injured for a lot of portion of the season.
He scored a lovely goal the other day, though. That's the problem with him. He scored a lovely goal and then he fucks off for 2 months.
Honestly, if we put him on a free signing, we put him on over $100,000 a week.
If you've got to pay him the same way, I agree with you then. I agree with you. For free, for his injury, no, I wouldn't.
If it was a pay as you play, then that's a different story. Even then, I'd go. I just think it's not it. Dan, why are you anti-Nicky tonight? Listen, we have that when we got on the videos.
Yeah, why are you anti-Nicky tonight? I'll tell you what was anti-Nicky. Look, I'll show you. I've started a comment. This geese is anti-Nicky. Nicky, stop interrupting and let people speak and stop saying nonsense.
Yeah, would you? That's why I'm anti-Nicky tonight. He keeps saying nonsense. That's why.
Stop saying nonsense. Have I said nonsense? Does he mean like stop speaking nonsense, or just keep on saying nonsense?
You've said it like 5 times.
Nonsense a lot.
Yeah, but you are now. I don't know if you. I don't know if you said it.
So was before. I don't know.
I didn't notice, but now you are saying. Stop saying nonsense.
Well, anyway, Jay, fuck off. If you don't like it, piss off. That's what I say.
I agree with him. I went back to previous videos on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Wow, that's good. I was a bear. Nicky said, I think we need to sign him. He would be unbelievable for us. And I actually think there is no better striker out there for us.
Do you know what, though? All right, okay. So he's done that fucking quick if he's done that. But even if I did say that, that would have been years ago. Years and years ago.
When he had that one good season.
Well, he had that probably a good season, yeah.
What, when there was no chance of us signing him?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, look, listen, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with it. And hopefully the club know what they're doing, and hopefully Potter's not going on sentiment. And
we'll just reach 100 likes. Let's get it to there's nearly 1,100 people watching. Let's get to 200. And then I'll go around Dan's house, I'll chin him.
But someone screenshot that. So yeah, like I said, we'll see what happens. I just hope we can trust our medical team to do him to not pass him for a medical if he has no business passing one, like we've seen many times before. Because I don't have faith in our medical team. I'm sorry if any of them are watching, but I just don't. I don't know about you lads.
Alex James says charity fight, Nicky versus Dan. That wouldn't be a fight, mate. I'm afraid. You'd be wasting your money.
Listen, I would just. I'll be out
in fucking 5 seconds. What you think?
Listen, I'll just fucking run around the ring till you get tired and then finish you off. Like
I'm not chasing you. I wouldn't be chasing you. I'll just wait in the corner till you come to me, and then I'll just go like, "Bop."
I'll go for the biscuit knees, mate. That's what I'll do. I'll go for the biscuit.
I'll be sitting in the corner eating Percy Pigs and fucking Bailey's chocolates. That's what I'll be doing.
I'll give you a chocolate. You know, like Ric Flair to the knee, shake out the knee, and this charity wrestling match. Pillow fight. There you go. See, look,
I like the sound of that. You can't get Dan charity wrestling match. That'd be a good laugh.
Yeah,
charity pillow fight. For you to say.
Nicky, look at him. He can barely stay awake. That'd be him. Miss Bits card. So yeah, we're getting some. We got some more comments here. See what everyone else's thoughts are. £35 million gets us Victor Boniface. No brainer.
Yeah.
Won't.
Another one I like.
This is the thing, right? So there was a big knock-on effect with the Boniface. Boniface was originally supposed to go Saudi, but they ended up signing Duran. Then Leverkusen, I believe is Leverkusen, isn't it?
Yeah, Leverkusen.
We're going to replace Boniface with Evan Ferguson. Now Boniface isn't going to Saudi. I mean, if they did a deal with Brighton, where Brighton got, but then Brighton get Boniface. So for us to slap down the money on 35 million on Boniface, then they would have to be sure that they're getting Ferguson to replace, because they're going to want to replace Boniface.
But and this all stems from the fact of, if Boniface was a player that we did want, we know the price tag, because the price tag was agreed with the Saudis. Whether the player would, the money that he was going to get offered there, it's crazy. But if we allegedly had 57 million to bid for Duran, if Boniface is a player that we're interested in, you're saving yourself 12 million there. So if we really got the money and the player, we know the player's available, for that price.
We ain't got the money.
Have we really
got the money? We ain't got the money.
We must have the money.
It's the same as Arsenal bidding for Ollie Watkins. they ain't got the money. They're just doing the Sullivan tactic. Yeah, now we tried.
Do you know what? If I was Villa, I'd take that fucking money for Ollie Watkins. £60 million for Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, but they can't now that they've just lost Duran.
Yeah.
What? They'll have 125 million in there. They'll get
and
someone.
No time to spend it. No time to spend it. Who are they going to get in this short space?
Well, I don't know, but they could lay down money for anyone, right? With £125 million.
Yeah, but the thing is, what are they going to do? They would have had that, but at the moment they're in the Champions League. At the moment they're pushing for the top.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. If they don't go anywhere, that's a big risk. It is a big risk. Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa Brown, for the super chat with no message. If you meant to put a message without the super chat, and we'll read it out. But thank you all the same. We appreciate you. Talking about Ferguson, Espen says he'll be injured again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we signed him. Kate Adams makes a good point. If you're young, that illness isn't too bad. Over 30, Nick he's gonna have a nap. Let me quickly change it to the 2-man. There we go.
There you go.
Isn't so bad over 30. Isn't so bad as it is now. Then if you're over 30, yeah, it's bad. I think that is a good point on those illnesses.
Of course, it is. If you normally the younger you are, you better you recover. So it's not a nice illness to get, but yeah, if he was in his 30s or late 30s or in our sort of age, mate, he'd well, you're younger than me, but it's a lot more of a problem to recover from it.
Yeah, that's it, and that's what you'd hope that but because he is so young, he's young enough to overcome all these other injury problems that he's had. And then Kate says, "Love you guys, make my Friday night." We appreciate all of you. We love you all too.
We do.
M&C Building Solutions, there you go, free plug. Says, "I'd be going out all out for Liam Delap." I think we got no chance.
No, I think he's one of those that he probably will fit what we need, but if Ipswich have got any hope of staying up, it's on his shoulders. They're not going to offload him now. If they go down, he's definitely one to go for, but I fully expect there'll be a queue of clubs going after him. And as I said, mate, this is the problem for me. Players like Delap, if Ipswich go down, Jonathan David, who's highly sought after, there's strikers out there that are going to be available, but clubs are going to be clambering over each other to get them. And it's who's going to be the most attractive club. Okay, we've got the fact that we're a London club, the fact we're going to be in the Premier League, but there's clubs that are in European competitions that are going to be pushing and could possibly pay him a little bit more money than what we can. And this is what worries me going into next season. It really, really does. I know we're a long way off that, but I just can't see us getting a striker that we desperately want unless something's agreed and done and dusted now.
But this is why now we have Carl McCauley in with Potter, where we have the data and stuff like that. We need to start doing what Brighton do. We need to become Brighton. We need to identify these Evan Fergusons, the Mitomas, the Cucurellas, all of these players before they become the names, and we have to shell out top money. Like that's what we need to start doing. Because it's not sustainable to have to go and slap down the fees. Obviously, it doesn't mean we should never do it. Like, if there's a deal to be done, if we could get a Delap, slap the money down. I just think the competition from the level of club that are going to be going in for him, it's going to be very difficult. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I'm not saying we shouldn't try. I think we should try, but I can't see it.
Yeah, you are right, mate. It's identifying players like that before they become the big names, before they warrant the price tags. You're right in what you're saying, and that's one thing Brighton have got now to a T is they are doing that. They've got players on their books now that clubs are looking to spend big money on, and that's how you got to do it. But it's hard. Them players are a gamble, but you've got to have the right managers in place to be able to work a project like that. You look at. We tried to do that with Stighton and he had David Moyes in Lopetegui. So it's not going to work if you've got a director of football who's overseeing how you want your project to be, and you've got managers that don't fit the project. Brighton, as we've said, long time, they have their project. They bring the managers in to fit the project of what they want to do, what they're looking at. You know, and no disrespect to Brighton, we're a much bigger club with a much bigger fan base.
That's why you need that one person, the football technical director, overseeing it, who understands the vision that can make sure that. But we haven't got that at the moment because we just sacked that.
Yeah,
before we really got a chance to get good. Let's be honest, right? This season was Steidton's first season in that role. He started with Moyes, but Moyes was still a manager, so he was having to share power with Moyes. Moyes goes. Now we move to head coach model. So Steidton got 8 months, if that, in that position doing that, and that's how quickly we've abandoned it. You can't do anything.
And that's it. And the thing is, though, Dan, that was always going to be the way with Sullivan, because at the end of the day, Sullivan wants control. Right? It's always been like that. He wants control. He wants to be the man that signs players. Just because when we signed the Diamond, he goes, look at that player. As soon as we sign someone who ain't a Diamond, I've never wanted him anyway.
Yeah, you know, my sons asked me to sign him because they played in Football Manager.
But this is the thing. He done it with Snodgrass. I never wanted him.
And Fornay. No, not Fornals. Fucking Fonte.
Yeah. Jose Fonte, baby.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing, and that's what he does. He takes credit when there's credit, and then throws everyone else under the bus when it goes wrong. And this is the problem. You can't run that model of football club if you still want to have all your fingers in the pies all the time. And this is why it was never going to work. Never going to work.
Yeah. And Nick, I think Nicky started. Has anyone tried that vegan rustling burgers? I picked one up the other day. I mean, well, you don't seem to like it, PM, but I didn't like normal.
I picked it up and I dropped it right in the bin.
Rustler burgers are the bottom of the barrel of microwave burgers. I used to eat them as a kid.
What's the worst foods here? Like the Rustlers is up there, isn't it? The Rustlers has got to be up there for the worst food. Pot noodles has got to be up there.
No, pot noodles.
I've been living off of them for lunch lately.
Yeah, pot noodles have got to be up there. But you know what's the one that I remember being raised as a poor kid? Ray Bentos pies. But I had one recently and it was all right, you know.
Yeah, no.
It was all right.
It's not bottom of the barrel. The thing is, when I used to go stay with my dad, he only had a microwave. So we used to be Chicago.
He only had a microwave.
He only had a microwave.
In a caravan.
No, he lived in
an house,
a flat, like in a flat. But he didn't cook. So
he didn't cook. Okay.
Chicago town pizzas, Rustler burgers, and pot noodles. That was what we used to basically eat. That was our food.
I don't mind it. I don't mind a Chicago town, you know.
They're not bad. Or remember micro chips? They were
fucking hell, that was awful.
Oh, they were
awful.
Yeah,
you know what you don't see anymore? Do you know what you don't see anymore? Bird's eye potato waffles. I never see them. I see waffles, but I don't see the bird's eye one, right? But I don't see crispy pancakes. And they was everywhere when I was a kid.
Crispy pancakes.
Crispy pancakes.
I know what you're talking about. The one with the mince.
It was they was fucking disgusting. They was fucking disgusting. And somebody bought me, right? And I never had these as a kid. Somebody bought, where they bought them back out, turkey Twizzlers. They are fucking raw, mate. They are fucking rotten.
I like them. But Mum, if you watch it, do you remember them crispy pancakes you used to buy? Yeah, with the mince in the side. I like it.
And that's some sort of dust on the top of it. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was some sort of
salmonella or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Semolina.
No, we used to have that for dinner.
Miss Everett says they sell them in Food Warehouse.
Oh, go on, Nick. Get one for the next Friday night pint and do a.
I'll try.
Mate, you might. They were like a pie, but not a pie.
In a pancake.
In a pancake thing, breadcrumbs.
I like. My dad used to cook this. Like I don't know what you call it. It's got a name, but when he was younger, it was like a pancake, like an Italian pancake, and he had all the mincemeat and the cheese on top and all that. That was fucking lovely. He used to cook them. I can't remember what they're called. Cannelloni, maybe? I don't know.
Oh yeah, one of them things. But yeah, thank you for that's something I completely forgot about, Nick. That was a big part of my childhood.
Crispy pancake.
I forgot about them, and we had them quite often. So thank you for reminding me.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Well, the mad thing is, right? They're probably not nice, but they're probably still better for you than a microwave meal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
that says a lot of things, man. How microwave meals are.
Jinglis says, guys, never said enough. Thank you for doing what you guys do and giving up your time. Thank you for spending your time with us, Jinglis.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Appreciate it. This is not to stop saying nonsense.
Yeah. Well, I think he should have said that. Our medicals are done at Newham General, and that's the problem, Barry. You can't trust our medicals.
I was at hospital once in Whipps Cross.
Mm-hmm.
And Les Ferdinand walked in when we was doing him in a medical. So
yeah, isn't that where we used to do them? Didn't we change them to because we do them Newham General now? I think.
Do we?
No, we used to do them. At
There's no way that we got football players walking in Newham fucking General Hospital.
We done them at the Booper Hospital.
I can't remember where it is. That was Whipps Cross.
It was your little, inside. I thought it was Newham General.
He worked at that. That's where he worked, at the Booper one.
But I was a kid. I was a kid, and I was sitting in the hospital. Right? I wasn't a kid, but I was probably 20. Yeah, and I was fucking sitting there, and all of a sudden, Les Ferdinand walked in. And you're sitting there, you think that's Les Ferdinand. That's Les Ferdinand. What's he doing here? And somebody said, it's just before he signed for West Ham. He played for Tottenham at the time, and he went signing for West Ham. What, Les Ferdinand? He went, yeah. And then as he's walked in the room that he walked in, Jermaine Defoe come out. And he was like, he was injured. But he might have been having a medical the other way.
Matt Powell, Nick, this one for you. I don't know, Scott. What's your pick for Royal Rumble on Saturday for you wrestling fans? Scott, who's your pick for Royal? I want to know. Just
mate,
go on.
Is anyone actually fight? I watch it wrestling for.
I don't care. Just pick it. Give us a name, Scott. That's going to win.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There you go. There you go. You heard it here first.
I am going CM Punk.
That's who I agree with that. That's who I think.
CM Punk or John Cena.
Or Honky Tonk Man.
Honky Tonk Man.
No doubt there'll be some big geezer that 4 people have to throw. He'll come in and knock 3 people over rope, and then 4 people to throw him over at some point. There'll be someone like that.
That's right.
There's got to be done. That's tradition. That's traditional. But yeah,
I've got a question. Then. Who do you think is going to be a surprise entrant?
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Who's going to be like the classic person that comes back? I think maybe one of the Dudley boys. One of the Dudley boys.
One of the Dudley boys. It ain't. One of the Dudley boys. Fucking hell. That's random. What?
Well, that's it. That's one of the random surprises they have, didn't they? Right, go on, Nick. Go on. Kane? Governor Kane.
I want to see him come back one more time. Because he used to, Kane used to be my favourite, man. He used to come in and just knock everyone out. As soon as he come in, you have a ring full of 15 people and they just start uppercutting people and they go over the ropes. I used to love it. Harry Kane, Harry Kane, not the proper.
Oh Kane, yeah, imagine that. He drool over him.
Yeah.
There we. Why do grown men watch anything?
The same reason that grown women watch EastEnders.
Yeah. Why do grown men do anything? What we should be doing is in the yard. We should be sawing things. We should be painting things.
Why aren't you out chopping a tree, you prick? Get out and chop a tree.
Why is a grown man on the internet?
Yeah, exactly.
Doing on the internet? What's a grown man? What should grown men do? Yeah, that's always funny to me. I mean, listen, I
was sitting there playing fucking Lion King on the Mega Drive earlier.
That's why he's so tired. He was up all night playing Lion King.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, why don't we do anything?
Yeah, exactly. Because you enjoy it, maybe, you know.
Oh, Hacksaw Jim
Listen,
Duggan, that's a name, innit? I ain't heard that one for a while.
I see him there. He was on it the other day. He was.
Was he?
Was he?
Yeah, with his plank of wood.
Loves that plank of wood.
Yeah, I know. He's been carrying that plank of wood around for 40 years.
He ain't built nothing with it yet. He gets a couple of them.
No. Well, he needs other planks of wood. You can't build anything with one plank of wood.
You need to start.
Yeah, it's a start, but he's got to find the other planks of wood. That's the problem. No such thing as a grown man. Yeah, you're not wrong. We're all young at heart, as the song says. But yeah, so listen, just Chelsea game. Chelsea game's going to be interesting, isn't it? We'll talk about actually. Let's quickly touch on injury news. He said that Bowen's been training again. He's back on grass. Not 100% sure.
Back on grass.
He's back on that grass. The devil's lettuce.
Back in devil's lettuce.
And Somerville's a doubt. And Paqueta hasn't trained this week.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, because he picked up that groin injury. So he's hopeful that if Paqueta can train over the weekend, he can be in line for Monday. If not,
I wouldn't risk him.
Potentially, we could be without Paqueta, Bowen, and Somerville on Monday up front. That's horrendous.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Potentially, we could have all three of them.
Yeah, but the problem is you don't want to rush Bowen or Somerville back and. Yeah, it'd be
Bowen's the one. Bowen's the one for me. If you bring someone back with a fracture too quickly, you could just be back to square one.
But it's the same as Somerville, though, with his hamstring. It was his hamstring, wasn't it? You've got to be careful, and I just wouldn't rush him back. It is a shame. Paqueta's just starting to look good again. He seems to be playing for this manager, and it's what we want to see. So that's a big blow if he is out. It'd be interesting to see what we do.
Yeah, I did see Somerville. He was running and jumping and all of that. It's just a case of if he's up to the speed of a Premier League game, running up and down the wings, at pace, is his hamstring going to be up to that? Because it's a tough one. We've got obviously 2 weeks off after this game. So it's a case of, do we just wait one more game and then bring him back 2 weeks and they should be ready? Or do we go, well, we got 2 weeks off, maybe they can.
I would wait one more. And I mean that with the listen, I think we've got a chance against Chelsea. Chelsea ain't playing very well at the moment. Yeah. And we played all right the other night. And if we had them players, I think we'd have an even bigger chance. But I'd rather wait 2 weeks than have to wait another 2 months. So
And that's the thing, mate. I think if Bowen and Somerville are available, stick them on the bench.
Somerville's been training.
Yeah,
he's been in videos.
Stick them on the bench. That's what I would say. Look, Chelsea, you don't know. You don't know what Chelsea rock up. They blow so hot and cold at me. It's ridiculous. They do worry me. As much as Jackson can't finish his dinner, he does cause us problems. And with our back line and the pace that he's got, he's going to get him behind quite a bit, and eventually he will score. So there's a worry there. Obviously, Mavropanos is back, whether that's a bonus or not. I don't know.
Fuck that. Locked in the mouth.
This is what I'm saying. So it's a worry, mate. But for me, I'm with you. I think if they're available, stick them on the bench and only use them if we really, really have to.
This is the thing. This is why whoever's available at our centre backs, they have to stay in position. Whoever's on that right side in that back three is going to have to cover for Wan-Bissaka because we know he's going to be high up the pitch. And that's the problem. Where you had Soufal against Villa, leaving massive loads of space on that right. When you see Mavropanos last week, I think it'd be against Palace, and that leaving massive amounts of space on that right hand side and not filling in for Wan-Bissaka. If we do that against Chelsea, we're going to be banging trouble. I think we've got Sancho is going to be there on that side. So he needs to tell him, whoever that is, Mavropanos, Soufal, cover that space on that side because we know Wan-Bissaka obviously is going to be helping in the attack.
Mate, I fully expect him to play a back five against Chelsea. That's the thing. You know, you've got like you said, you've got
Shane
Sancho
back five
on
against
side.
everyone.
Palmer on the other side, and Palmer's the one, and the kid's a different class. He's a class above all them players at Chelsea by far.
Mavro Poundland. That's a good nickname. I like that. Mavro Poundland. Bless him. Listen, it's such a tough. I don't think he's a bad defender. I just think he don't have it up there. Like, that's my problem with him. I think he's a good.
But like you said, players getting pulled out of position, but he just makes silly mistakes. That's the problem. There is a player there. There is a player there.
Dawson. We forgot to talk about Virgil van Dawson on loan. Wolves are having a bad season, obviously, but he seems to be surplus to requirements there. How are we feeling about the return of Craig Dawson?
Probably the worst defender I've ever seen.
I
wouldn't have him if you gave him to us. Probably the worst defender ever. How are we signing people like? How are we getting linked with people like Tarkowski and signing Craig Dawson?
Yeah, there you go. But you know what? This time around, you might be right. Well, not that he's terrible, but
I'll take him for fucking Mavropanos. That's for sure.
Do you know what? We're desperate on loan. Yeah, I'm not really turning down anyone. Listen, and I know like there are fees and stuff, but as a body, I think he's a little bit. He's a much smarter defender than Mavropanos, and if he can work,
it's a threat of corners, mate.
He's a threat of corners.
Yeah, but the problem is now.
Listen, he's obviously he's old. He's past it, but I'm not. I do like a little fucking return of the Mac. You know what I mean? So.
I can't see it. I can't see it. You know, for nostalgia, he'll be good. But you know, if Todibo was back fit, he'd be a good backup. But I just can't see it. I can't see where it goes. I can't see any legs in it. The guy ain't playing for Wolves, and Wolves are pony.
Shit.
So you know,
yeah. And he's 34, going to be 35 in May.
Yeah.
So he is. And one of the reasons he left as well, didn't he? He wanted to go because of family reasons.
His family,
family.
Yeah.
So, is he gonna? I mean, I know he might think, you know what, for 5 months, fuck it, I'll take a break, go back to West Ham for a bit. But it's one of them. Like, we do need a centre back. We do. I know Todibo's probably going to come back maybe a little after we return from the break, but. The thing is with Todibo, there are doubts over whether he's going to be an injury-prone player. I don't know if he's been injury-prone or he's been out of favour with the manager and they've just said he's injured. I need to see, because there's been a few games he missed this season where he picked up a knock before the game or he had an illness, and I don't know whether that was just cover because Lopetegui didn't want to put him in the squad because they had Argy Bargy. So there is a question mark over whether he is going to be an injury.
Argy Bargy?
Yeah, you heard it.
I know Argy Bargy for fucking donkey's years, man. Argy Bargy.
Bring it back.
Fucking Argy Bargy. Yeah, Argy Bargy. All right, because I've got my dinners ready now. So
the thing is as well, you know,
Argy Bargy.
I don't see the point in a way bringing in Dawson and phasing out Callum Casey. You know, sending him out on loan.
It's true.
The kid's been in and around the first team squad all season. He's made the bench a lot. I know probably more due to injuries and things like that. But you might as well give the kid a chance. Do you know what I mean? He's been there. He's training with the squad. Unless Potter don't fancy him, then fair enough. But you know, you've got to be giving him a chance.
You'd take Casey over Dawson, wouldn't you? Like at this point, you'd play Casey over Dawson.
Yeah, definitely. And that's no. I love Dawson when he was with us. He's given us a lot of good memories. And the guy wore, you know, he got himself in the way of everything. He was a big reason why we qualified for Europe and got as far as we did in them competitions.
I'll never forget Leon, mate. He's a fucking rock, solid as a rock.
Exactly. But, you know, we shouldn't be going that way. We shouldn't be going in that direction again, looking at him at his age. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, 100%. So... Listen, thank you all for watching. Nicky can go have his food, have a nap, have a
Thank you,
kip.
thank you.
I'm
I'm not going to Chelsea this week. Dan's going to Chelsea. How about that?
Yeah. There you go. I'll be
Wait,
there.
Dan, remember last time you went, mate?
Last time I went, me,
so we're
Scott,
talking about
Graham
this.
went.
Yeah.
Martin was in goal, and
He
we
was.
beat him.
We got a chance. Martin's in goal.
He's in goal.
Martin's not in goal this Monday. Can we get him back on a
Fucking-
quick loan and put him back in? We need him. Yeah. Like I said, I miss where he was just our mascot who used to high five the players when they used to come in. I miss those days. But yes, it's been a really fun show. Thank you everyone for your super chats, your normal chats, and just joining us. We've had a great laugh, and we're going to be on top of this transfer news. If anything happens, we will be here to report it. So do come and see us. There you go, Nicky. Sing us out. You actually will.
My lover, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Well, come on, do your fucking lighters then.
I ain't got a lighter.
They got a lighter.
Right, come on in, let's go, because I gotta go. I've got to go.
Thank you all for watching. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you guys.